Hello Team MA, my name is Jose Montanez and I am your course director for game balancing. Today I'm going to be playing your build for Milestone 1. I will be off camera playing the build, going through the feature list to specifically look for features that have been called out in the feature list. Your feature list for Milestone 2 will be due tomorrow, Tuesday, May 19th by 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Without further ado, let's get playing. Right. Alright, so this is saying that you press 1 to build a pillar and 2 to build an arrow, but it's not actually letting me build it. It also says you have upgrades available. U to open the upgrade screen. I'm hitting U and nothing's happening. Let's see what this says here. Alright, so let me get out of here and try again. Alright, so this should say, let's build a pillar. To build a pillar, select 1 and then left click on the platform. Like, you should take the player step by step through the tutorial. And here, you should say, all right, so build a pillar and then build a fire turret. A fire turret can be selected by hitting 3 on the keyboard. And you should also go into what is the difference? What does it do? What makes it different than the arrow tower? So this one wants me to build a tower. I'm left clicking now and nothing's happening. I have enough scrap. Yeah, so it's not letting me. So yeah, that's an issue. Let's see. Let's hit enter. Should start the wave, even though I don't know where they're coming from or where they're supposed to be going. Alright, so right now the tutorial is not really functioning. My home base is taking damage, except I don't even know where my home base is. Let's see. So they're coming from there. Okay, I don't know if you saw that, but it looks like that arrow keeps moving around, and it shouldn't. Because it's, before it was showing that it was coming through here, and now it's saying that it's going around through there. So I really don't know which one to believe. I mean, and now it's back there. See, yeah, that's that's not good. The players should have the information available to them so they can make their decision on where they're going to place their towers. Another thing that the tutorial should go over is, believe in the past you had limits to how many towers you could build, or how many bases you could build. It should tell you if the limits still exist. Let's see what way they're going. Yeah, so it doesn't look like they're following the path that. Yeah. I'm hitting U again, and I still don't see. I got a null reference exception when throwing a grenade. So the tutorial needs work. Uh, really needs a lot more hand holding and a lot more explanation for the player. Doesn't seem like it was finished for this build. Let's try some of the other levels. Alright, so let's see. I have 4 walls. It looks like they're entering from here, going around like this. Let's place some walls down. So I placed a wall down and another reference exception came up here. And it looks like the line changed on how they're going to come to the base. Looks like I'm out of money there. Alright. And nowhere ever was I told that enter will start the game. Again, that's probably something that should be covered in the tutorial. Okay, I'm not really sure where I am in relation to everything else. Okay, it looks like it's my home base. Hmm. Yeah, I don't really like how this line is changing. I'm putting down things and my strategy is pretty much just being thrown out the window because the line changes. So that's something that needs to be fixed. These enemies, it's fine if you're going to have them vary a little bit, but the main path that they're going to be walking down should be presented to the player so the player knows what they need to be focused on. And I'm not sure why I'm starting here where before I started next to the base. Alright, it looks like I got a delayed hit there. And currently I do not see where... Oh, okay, so let's see. Now I can move him over this way. Yeah, I think the player should be provided a place where they're gonna always spawn from. Yeah, so as far as that level went, I didn't think it was too bad, but there's some issues. One, that line should really tell me where the enemy's going, and it shouldn't change because I placed the turret down somewhere. And I understand that you're probably doing that because the space around the turret doesn't allow for for the enemies to go through. But the level designer should be taking that into account. Those types of specifications should be already provided to the level designer, and they should know that wherever they put down the turret, around that turret, or wherever they put down the base plate where a turret can be built on, the area around it needs to be have X amount of units around it so that enemies can get by. Right, that's something that should be in your specifications for your level designers. Because when you, as a designer, have determined that this is going to be the path that's taken for this wave, uh, you did that because you have determined this is the best, most fun experience for the player in that level. Right, and you don't want deviations to happen. Uh, I mean, minor deviations are fine. Like, all right, so instead of going to the right of the turret, it's going around the left of the turret. Things like that. No big deal. Those are things that players can react to. But when they're placing down turrets and the line is saying that it's going to go to the right, you place down a turret on the right, and then all of a sudden it goes back. It goes all the way around to the left. Uh, that's not good. You are not communicating clearly to the player. You're giving them a false expectation. Let's move on to the next level. I'm going to play as the engineer. I still haven't seen any of the U to upgrade stuff. So let's see. I don't see the line. So I don't know where they're coming from. Consider putting down an icon somewhere so that the player knows where enemies will be spawned from. I'm making the assumption it's going to be over here, but you're not giving me anything to say that, and I have no idea where they're going to come from. So I don't know if you saw that, but since I placed one down here, now I can see this line, which means that this one and this one are useless. I'd probably go like this. This one's probably not going to do much damage. I don't see a radius around here, so I don't know exactly how far these turrets will fire. So as you can see, I'm in the top down screen and I am taking damage, or at least I took 2 points of damage. So as you can see, there's a bunch of scrap that I wasn't able to pick up. Alright, so that seems to be all the levels. So, to recap, the tutorial needs work. That's by far the level that's the furthest behind. Uh, level 1 and level 2. As far as the levels go, it seems like there's a lot of areas that are in the level that just aren't being used by the enemies. Uh, they need more work and polish. Uh, that blue line should dictate where the enemy's going to be going. I recommend having different paths for the different waves. Uh, it looks like in the last level that I just played, level 2, only 2 paths were ever being used, and there were 7 waves. Uh, and you've done a lot of things with elevation, and you could use that, or have the enemy go through your veins, and so the player can set up ambushes. You might have to tweak your tower so that they could take advantage of it. Uh, Level 1, it seems like there was really only one path that the enemy ever chose to go through, and that was to straight and around, as opposed to the right and then going up. And that could be because of the placement of towers. Maybe when I placed the wall down there, the enemy just decided that, or the enemy pathing just couldn't make it across, so it chose a different way. But those are all things that you as the level designer should be working on, testing, and tweaking. Uh, it's an improvement from week 1, definitely, but you still have a ways to go. Thank you for watching this video to the end. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to me.